Hey everybody, it's welcome to a Friday afternoon. It's about 3:45. Very overcast, cloudy day here in Bangkok. I was hoping to get some sun all day. Looks like the sun might actually peek out here, but it's really been hard to come down in between, especially when when the clouds are out, in between meetings. I had one meeting this morning just to let a colleague or a subordinate know that about the organizational structure changes coming, and just to tell her about it first before she sees the new chart that will probably come out next week. I wanted to let her know. She's been reporting to me for 8 years now. I want to let her know first before that I am leaving at the end of the year. And then she'll be reporting to someone else. I think she was a little stunned. I think most people are going to be stunned that I'm actually losing my job as a finance director. It is unusual, but I think I see no choice, and I think it's ready. I'm ready to move on. Even though financially I could be in a better position, I'd feel better in a better financial position, but this is what I have. She was sad about it too. I really liked her a lot, and she does all the great work, very committed. One of those people, she was even saying when they knew the budget cuts were coming, she was the one suggesting that, can we cut our salaries in half so no one needs to lose our jobs? And it was a very sweet gesture, but we talked about it kind of seriously, and that wouldn't work. That's not a solution. So I had that meeting with her this morning, and then I just finished a Lao lesson. This is the first Lao lesson I had in more than a month. I took a break, and because I was back in Lao, and it was hard for me to schedule a Lao lesson, and I really wasn't motivated during that time, and I was surrounded by Lao language all the time, so I used that as my opportunities to listen to Lao and practice speaking Lao. But I decided to change my teacher. I use an app called italki, italki.com. I used it for many years to learn Thai, and now I'm using it to learn Lao. I like it because it gives you a lot of flexibility, and you're actually using teachers. I mean, they do have an AI app on it that you can subscribe to, but I don't think I might try it. They have a free version, but I might try it just to try it for 1 month to see if it might help me learn faster. I'm skeptical about it, but I think I will try it anyway if it's free. So I went to a new teacher, and she was good. She's a little more expensive. She's $15 an hour compared to the 10 I was paying for the other teacher for about 15 lessons. You can tell the difference. I think I was the first student of that first teacher I used. Her name was Mook, and it was okay, because she got me reading Thai or reading Lao, reading the font, reading the words. But I think that the level of reading she was giving me, I think it was not relevant to what I should be reading. The words were too difficult, and even though I could say the word, it was just too difficult. There was no practicality to it, except that it did get me to reinforce the letters. So I used, so this girl, she was using the karaoke version of the spelling. She didn't know I can read the words, I can read the letters, like 90% of it. And that's how I want to learn. I want to learn reading the actual language, font, and letters. Not I don't want the karaoke or the phonetic spelling of it. But most people who learn these languages, especially the Asian languages, they try to learn it with the phonetic spelling, and it's a big mistake. I really recommend if you do an Asian language, it's better to try and learn the letters first. It makes a huge difference in understanding the word and how to pronounce it. So she's going to, I'll probably use her for a couple, at least the next few lessons to see how it goes. She was a little more energetic. She's got over 200 or some lessons, so she has more experience now than the other girl. I think I was her only and first student. So this one has got more experience, and she was more energetic, more engaged. She actually put herself on the screen. The other one avoided the screen. I think I know why she did. She never showed herself, so it wasn't really personal. But I did. Her camera did come on at one point, and she quick turned it off. And I'm guessing why she probably doesn't put herself on the screen. But this one, yeah, just a lot more engaging, and using the lesson was more based around what I want to learn, like everyday stuff. I want to learn the words of the fruit and how to spell them, and the positions of things and where things are located and stuff around the house, daily conversation. The other one was just kind of reading a book, but it served its purpose. So I did that. I'm glad to get back on that again. I want to do that one day a week, and on top of the daily lessons that I learn, the daily audio files that I listen to, and I also do my own reading and writing and repetition in the evenings for about 30 minutes to an hour. I do that every evening. What happened today? So yeah, my wife, she's been complaining about her tooth for a couple days now since we've been back from Laos last week, and it seems to be getting worse. She keeps touching it and stuff, and so she went to get a night guard from a clinic, and they looked at it. They said it was the nerve, and that's my guess. It was. My guess it was the nerve, but the way she's complaining about it, it can't be that. It's got to be worse than that. So she went to another clinic, a more sophisticated clinic, and had them look at, did some x-rays, and from the translation she gave me, it looks like it's cracked. It's cracked inside. So she will probably need a cap and or replacement tooth. Just financially, that hits a little bit hard right now. She's got to get it fixed, but she's got to get relief for this, because I can tell she's in pain. She said she didn't sleep last night. It's just financially, it's not coming at a great time, because because of all the wedding costs, and we also want to start the renovations on our house. But we might have to delay them. I might not have to be able to do it until I get paid at the end of the year. So I was hoping to get started on that, but I'm not sure that's going to happen, because the wedding costs are becoming a little more than I expected. We looked at the suit jacket that I have, and it's a blue jacket, never worn. I bought it when I first came to Bangkok 8 years ago, thinking I would be dressed up a little more. But it's a beautiful blue jacket, but it wouldn't be appropriate for me being a groom. It's more of a casual jacket, and for probably events where I'm not the host or something. But just looking at it, compared to the dress she's going to be in, I need to get another suit. And I was talking to my sister, who knows a lot about weddings. She's a coordinator, and she said, yeah, I would go with black. So I spent the day calling a bunch of tailors around Bangkok. Do they rent? Because I do not want to buy a suit. I will never wear a suit ever. And I'm like, I don't want to shell out a bunch of money for something that's just going to sit in my closet. Oh, it's so aggravating, and a couple of the tailors said that they don't rent, because you got to take it in. I'm like, really? That's surprising. how come the dresses you can rent but not the suits? I mean, surely it's got to be. So I did call two of them actually responded to say they do rent. Now I'm not sure of the quality. If it looks like they're not very nice looking, then I might have to have a suit made, and I just think it's such a waste. It was going to sit in my closet, like this brand new jacket that I bought about 8 years ago. It still has the tags on it. I've never worn it. I've never been in an occasion to need to wear a jacket in 8 years, and only in the past 10 years I've only been in a situation where I actually needed a suit, and especially to buy a suit as the groom. I mean, this is going to be, if I have to have one made, this is going to be an extremely nice looking suit. When would I ever wear that again, especially in this weather? I mean, I wear almost nothing, and as little as I can, but I wear stuff that's very comfortable for hot weather. But it's just such a waste for me to think I don't need a suit, but I hope I don't need to do that. I'd rather spend something to rent than to have something made. Hopefully it just won't cost an arm and a leg like her dress did. So I'm looking at that, and so I contacted some caterers, or at least one caterer. We decided we're going to have something relatively simple for the catering service, because it's going to be a Saturday afternoon around lunch. We'd be finishing, and the majority of the people would just bolt right after they eat. And it's going to be an early lunch, probably between 11 and 12. And yeah, most people are going to leave, so there's no reason to have anything really, it's not like in the US, like my sister, she's a coordinator, and they have, like, it turns into a big party. I think sometimes they do here, but this won't. It's just not practical, and the people we'd be inviting, they have other things to do in the afternoon. So this kind of frees everybody up for their afternoon. Come celebrate with us in the morning. Have a little food to go, but yeah, so I looked online for a caterer, and I'm basically going with the first ones I see, because we're going to just do some simple Thai food, basic Thai food. That's what people eat, and we're not going to have steak dinners or anything like that. There's no need for it. Da's just saying sandwiches and fried chicken or something like that. I think we'll do something a little nicer. We'll have some curry and some Thai dishes there, and some food to pick at. She keeps saying sandwiches, small sandwiches. I'm like, why small sandwiches? I mean, we can have them also. For some reason, she keeps referring to sandwiches. So, but boy, is it really hard to get people to respond to you. I don't know how people do business, because I wrote this company. I found them online. I wrote this company 2 days ago, and they didn't respond to me for the past 2 days. Finally, I'm calling the number. Then I call the number, and I need to speak. My Thai is not good enough to be able to speak to the person about this type of thing. So I need to speak to someone in English. My Thai is not good enough for that level of conversation, dates, and it was just too much detail, too much. So finally, then I'm calling the number. I said, look, I wrote you an email. Why don't you guys write back? Oh, what's your address? Oh, here it is. It's like there's no real urgency or to respond to this for business. It's like, I want to give you my money. Can you please remind? This is the problem I had in Laos last week or 2 weeks ago. Just trying to get people to respond. It's just really crazy. It's just like it doesn't seem like there's like they don't need the money or they need the job. And anyway, so they finally called back, and so we're going to look at a buffet with probably 4 different selections of food out of trays. It's going to be a self-serve. I think so. I think it will be a self-serve, or they might have someone there to serve. And people are just going to eat lunch, and then, we'll mingle with them. Maybe take some photos, but then that's it, and then they leave. And and it looks like it's going to be a little cheaper than I expected, which will be nice. But I really don't expect as many people as we're counting on to come. I think we're counting on 70, but I'd be surprised if 50 show up. So it's going to be small and pretty quick. I mean, we're going to be dressed up pretty nice for it, but I'm like, when I looked at, like I said, when I looked at her dress, I'm like, I need to have if I wear my jacket with a pair of pants that don't match, like great, they're nice looking. It would just look weird. I would look like a bum next to her for the dress she's wearing. So it's like, I just decided I need to have a very nice, sharp-looking dress or suit to stand next to her. Otherwise, I'll just look like a bum. I think she's happy that I'm deciding to do that. But it wasn't until I really, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, we just need to spend the money to make this look good. I don't want any regrets. I would regret not paying more for something nicer than going cheap and trying to save a little bit of money, especially for a once-in-a-lifetime event. So that's the plans are moving on there. So some news this week. So the stock market is pulling back a little bit by a couple percent. I mean, people are really freaking out. I used to freak out about this type of thing with the markets, but since I've been following the stock markets for a good 5 years now, I'm used to seeing the red. You hate to see the red, but the stock market can't go up forever, and pullbacks are healthy. And September, the end of October and September are historically weak month, the weakest month of the year, the worst month of the year, so to speak, with the pullback. But it's actually, if you reverse your mindset, it's the best month of the year to buy stocks because of, there's a lot of theories of why it happens. People taking profits and rotation and in the market from tech stocks to more stable security type dividend type stocks. I won't get into it, but if you're not afraid of the red, when the stock market pulls back, that's when you buy more stock, good companies. So I used to freak out about it, but now I don't anymore. And the little bit of money I have on reserve, it is there to put back into the market if I see a good buying opportunity. But now with these extra costs coming up, I might actually need it to be able to pay for these things and before December. It's really unfortunate. It's only about 3 months until I get my last paycheck that will make not be so stressed with the cash flow. But speaking of stock market, so congratulations, Americans. We have a $37 trillion deficit now. $37 trillion is all-time high, and it's only going to get worse. This is only Trump's first 6 to 7 months of presidency, and we're already at 37 trillion. It was 36 trillion when Biden left. Now we're at 37 trillion, and it's not even his first year. But you can't really blame him for that. I mean, he did talk a lot about balancing the budget and bringing it down. I don't know if it's possible. I mean, things are more expensive, interest rates are high, but this is why he's putting pressure on the Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, to lower interest rates, because what the U.S. is paying in interest rates is almost going to be $1 trillion a year alone. Just the interest rate is going to be almost $1 trillion if it isn't already. So that's why Trump's pushing Jerome Powell to bring down the interest rates, to reduce this deficit. And it looks like he might be pressured to. Today is actually a big day. Jerome Powell is speaking at the Jackson Hole, and I think they'll get people will get the sentiment of whether he thinks he will be reducing rates in September. So today could move the markets. Nvidia reports their earnings for the second quarter next week. That will also be a big market mover. And expectations are very high, and they expect that, you know, the AI boom is not over. The AI, we're still in the first phase of the AI infrastructure, and these stocks that a large portion of what I'm invested in should do very well over the next 2 to 3 years, which is good. And that's why I hope I don't need to dip into any of that. That's going to be my retirement. So yeah, so I think I'll end it there. So it's Friday afternoon. I'm going to go up and see if there's anything that came in before I close down for the weekend. Unless something happens tomorrow, I probably won't do a video on Saturday. Sunday, I'm planning to go to both the English church and the Thai church because in the afternoon, because I need to meet some of the people who are going to be involved in our wedding. I don't really know them, just kind of see them, and they're Da's friends, and I think it's a good idea to start meeting them, getting to know who they are, so they're not such strangers when the wedding day comes. Because it looks like I probably won't have anybody personally, family or friends here for the wedding. It's all going to be Da's. Some of them are going to be Da's family, and then 99% of the people who attend will be her friends from here and from her church. So yeah, I won't no one in my family can make it, and friends, and I wouldn't expect them to. That's a long way to come just for this kind of thing. It's an unusual thing, you know. I'm getting married, and first time, so. But I wouldn't expect anybody to come this far just for that. Anyway, we're at the end of week 18, everybody. Only 17 weeks left in the year, and 17 weeks left until I lose my job and we return to Laos. So have a good one, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Please subscribe and like this video if you do. And this is Choice of Winding Down Chronicles of an expat going into retirement. I'm not retired yet, but I'm getting there. I'll be retiring on a modest budget in Laos and in Southeast Asia, and looking forward to it. Take care, everybody. God bless. Take it slow.